Hey guys, welcome back to American Wire. This is Matt Miller, and Tucker Carlson just asked the question that all of America is asking, which is the story that we're being told about what happened on Saturday with Donald Trump being shot, is that story all there is to it? Or are we not being told a piece of this? He's drawing into question. There's many questions to ask, and security specialists, SWAT snipers, retired law enforcement, people are scratching their heads looking at what happened, saying, how could this security breach have occurred? How did this sniper know to be just in the perfect blind spot of the Secret Service and of the additional security that Trump had all around that venue? How did he know? I think there's plenty of legitimate questions to be asking, and Tucker puts it perfectly. Let's hear what he had to say.
If I could press a button and make it 1985 again with no internet and no threat of AI and all the rest, I mean, I would do that. I can't do that, of course. That's a middle-aged man's dream. But I'm only saying that. It's kind of pathetic even to say that, but it's true. But just to show that, if you think I'm radical, you don't know what the word means.
Going back about 5 days, most of the conversation in the news was, of course, about President Joe Biden and his cognitive ability to serve another 4 years. Would a Harris administration be any different than a Biden administration?
Well, I don't know. I have fewer friends in the Democratic Party than I once had, not surprisingly. I'm not privy to much inside information, some. But my strong sense is they've given up. Trump is going to be president. They know that. At this point, it would just be too messy to stop that. At some point we may find out what happened on Saturday. A guy with a rifle wound up on a building, that close with a ladder, and all these people saw it, and the Secret Service are like, what is that? It's not crazy to think that there was something there. It was an effort to kill Trump, and it wasn't just a lone gunman who was killed, that it was something else. But I don't think going forward, look, I think everyone has kind of accepted the fact that Trump's going to win, and it would be too hard to stop him from winning. This is just my gut as of today, and Kamala Harris, that's not going to work. What they really want to do is subvert Trump with a running mate who agrees with the Democrats and on the big issues, on the economy and foreign policy. And there are a whole bunch of those. And donors tried to force them in the last 48 hours. They tried really hard. You can't beat Trump, clearly. You shoot him in the face and he gets more popular. I mean, really? So what we need to do is just rot it from within with some running mate who, let's make Nikki Haley the running mate or something like that. And they failed. So I'm pretty hopeful.
So Tucker says that it's not crazy to ask questions. Was this a lone gunman? Was this a lone sniper? And like I said, there's so many people who know about this stuff, who come from this world, law enforcement, the military, SWAT teams, that don't understand how this huge lapse, this huge breach in security occurred, especially when guarding somebody as high profile as Donald Trump. It basically begs the questions that people are asking. Was this a plot to take out Trump? Was this a larger organized scheme where people paid off to look the other way or to have delayed reaction time to it? I don't know. And that information is not available. If it'll ever come available, I'm not sure. I mean, people are still asking questions about the JFK assassination. 50, 60 years later, we don't have all the information. And the consensus is kind of that our government probably had a hand in that because they didn't like the direction that JFK was taking the country. It was very anti-establishment in a lot of the things that he did. Even though he was a Democrat, the guy was going to defund a lot of the intelligence agencies, and he was not jiving with the uniparty at that time. He was very against the grain, and in a lot of the same ways that Donald Trump is, to be honest. And it always seems that there's these lone gunmen that want to take these people out. Lee Harvey Oswald could have been him, but also there's a lot of evidence and there's a lot of things that point to a broader conspiracy. And that word, as soon as you use that word, conspiracy, it discredits. It sounds discrediting. It sounds like you're basically spinning things and pulling things out of your butt all of a sudden. Conspiracy just means that people are conspiring. They're working together in secret to create an organized plot. And we don't think that the government does that? Of course they do. Of course, they do it to take out dictators in other countries. The CIA does, and other agencies, our own military. And I think that they would especially do it if they were going to protect their perceived interest in their own country. So anyway, I don't know what you can say for sure about, was this allowed to happen? Was it not? There really isn't a lot of information out yet. This is still a brand new story. But I think that many who come from that world have raised good, thoughtful questions that are grounded in experience, that are grounded in expertise. And I think if these guys don't even get it, they don't get how this was allowed to happen, then it really is concerning. It really is disturbing to me. And I hope, one thing that I heard is they said that this could take months for this investigation to go and to get resolved and to occur. Well, Donald Trump doesn't have months. He's being protected by the Secret Service still right now. So I think they need to figure it out sooner than that, because if there is a big lapse or a breach in their systems or their apparatus or the way that they do things, the way that they go about protecting Trump as he's speaking and doing Trump rallies, he's not going to stop doing that. They need to figure out what went wrong a lot sooner than that investigation is going to play out. They need to have an answer for us. They need to have an answer for Trump. He should be asking, how are you going to protect me better? This was way too close. Way too close. It should not have even gotten as far as it did. And I don't like to see everybody trashing on the Secret Service and the people who sacrificed their life to defend Trump and defend our leaders, because they are brave and they're sacrificing themselves to do this. But at the same time, you got to ask the question, did you make a mistake, and is there anything you could do better? Because this was way too effing close and should not have gotten this close. So I think you can criticize while also having respect for the people that do that. But anyway, let me know what you guys thought of what Tucker Carlson said here. Do you think he's right? Is it crazy to ask questions? Should we all just fall in line with exactly what the news media is telling us about this? Or should we ask questions of our own and risk sounding like crazy conspiracy theorists? That's something I never really worried about. Ask questions, be inquisitive, investigate, follow your heart on that. But anyway, let me know what you guys thought of the video in the comments. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.